Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to see how can we design scalable revenue strategies with cumulative range based pricing in Agentforce revenue management. So quickly looking at the agenda, first of all we are going to see an introduction, then we'll see what is cumulative range based pricing. Post that we'll see the review of the configuration and we'll see the demo as well, and then we'll do a quick review of the component that we have used in implementing cumulative range based pricing in ARM. So quick introduction. In Salesforce Agentforce revenue management, pricing doesn't have to be one size fits all. Different businesses use tiered model to charge customer based on how much they buy. And that's where block range and cumulative range based pricing comes in. We have already seen block and range based pricing in the previous video that I have recorded. So right now I am going to show you cumulative range based pricing. So what is cumulative range based pricing? So pricing is based on the total cumulative quantity purchased. Once thresholds are crossed, new prices will apply for the future purchases. You pay different rates for each range based on the quantity purchased. Example, an API platform charges per API call and pricing accumulates across tiers. Earlier tiers are always charged at their own rate in the range based pricing that we have seen. Now it will be on the cumulative quantity. And here are the tiers. So if you purchase something between let's say 1 to 1000 API call, it will charge you around 0.50 per API call. If you make it between 1001 and 5000, the charge will be USD 0.40 per call, and 5001 onwards the charge will be 0.30 per call. Now consider you are having the API call as 1500, then first 1000 will be charged at 0.50 per call, and then next 500 will be charged at 0.40 per call. So your price will be something like 1000 into 0.50 plus 500 into 0.40, and cumulative quantity will be there, right, as we talked about. So now let's review that. So I'm on a quote in Salesforce. I'll go to line editor and we can see there are no quote lines over here. I'll click on browse catalog and let's wait for the catalog to be loaded, and then we will add the API product to the cart. Let's wait. So it's being loaded now, and what I'm doing is API usage billing. I'm adding it to cart and I'm just saving it. And let's wait for the cart to get refreshed and quote line to get added. It's processing the request now, and the cart will be available with the line item in a while. So let's wait. Yeah, the quote is being saved and now we can see a quote line getting added, and the price is 0.50 as a list price. Unit price remains 0.50. Let me make it, let's say 100, and let's see. I'll just save it. It should be multiplying via quantity. So net price into quantity, which will become total price, and let's see what it comes up. It will be 0.50 into 100, 50. It's coming up. Now consider I am putting, let's say 1001. So it should be something like 1000 into 50 plus 0.40. Let's see. It should be 1000 into 0.50. My bad. Now if you do the calculation, it will be the correct calculation, like 0.50 into 1000, which becomes 500, and then $40 is for the cumulative range, and you can see it over here as well. Now let me put something like 5005, and let's see. So it will be like 1000 into 0.50 plus 4000 into 0.40, and then plus 5 into 0.30, and hence the calculation will provide us the total price as 2101.50. Now over here net unit price is showing 0.42, which means it is total price divided by total quantity, and that's why it is coming as 0.42. So we have completed the demo. Now let's see how we have set up this. So for that, what I'll go do is I'll go to product, which is called API usage billing, on which we have created a field called pricing method, which is cumulative range. And let me show you the tiers as well. I've created a price adjustment schedule, and it has the name as price adjustment schedule effective from 25th 7 with currency as USD, schedule type as volume. Ignore adjustment method for now. The schedule is active and it's tied up to this price book. I'll go to related and I'll show you the tiers that I've configured for this particular product. So you can see API usage billing product is already configured. The tiers are already configured for that particular product with one-time selling model. And here are the tiers: 1 to 1000 override. Instead of percentage or amount, we will use override. 0.50 tier value. 1001 onward till 5000, the price is 0.40 as we have seen in table, and 5001 onward it is 0.30. Now post doing this, what you have to do is you have to go to lookup table, and in lookup table there will be an entry for tier adjustment entries. And what you have to do is you have to come over here and just click on the refresh. So if this data is not being present, when you click refresh, this will get copied from the adjustment entries or adjustment tiers. Once this is done, let's move to pricing procedure. And we have already seen this: price setting, assignment, list price, block based pricing, and range based pricing setup in our previous video. You can check out the previous video that I have uploaded with the name block and range based pricing, and you can get to know how block and range based pricing can be implemented in Agentforce revenue management. We'll concentrate on this list container, which shows list operation where pricing method is cumulative range. We have defined that pricing method on product and we are taking it to quote line, and based on that we are checking the condition like this container or the pricing element in this container will be only calculated or will only be used when the pricing method is cumulative range for the line. Post that, what I'll we can see over here is we have defined a tier discount element, and you know where to go and add the elements. You can just come over here and add the tier discount element. Then we have used tier adjustment entry that we just refresh, right? I just show you over here. So that table we are using over here, and we are providing an input which is tier adjustment schedule. Again, that's being from the constant, and the ID will be of the price adjustment schedule that we have used. So if I copy this, you can see the same ID. Then it expects product selling model, effective from. All these three details will come from the line item and currency ISO code as well. Output, we are recording item start and item end quantity from the lower bound and upper bound. In our case, lower bound will be 1 and upper bound will be the highest quantity that is being available in the card. Why do we need this detail? It will be helpful when we do amendment, when we do a cumulative across the assets. So there is a checkbox over here as well, like use cumulative pricing, which is used when you want to see the whole transaction. So once you purchase some item on cumulative based range, it is available in your asset, and now you are adding certain another item, the same product, and you want to accumulate the quantity of the transaction as well as the quote line. And based on that, you want to make it cumulative. Right now, not we are not doing that. So we are just doing for the cart context, and that's where we haven't checked it. But these two things will come into picture and will be requiring this data when we actually do the transaction level accumulation. Now let's look at the input variables which is required by pricing engine of RCA or ARM. It requires quantity, so we are providing line item quantity. It requires input unit price, which we are providing from net unit price. And there are several other fields which are coming from constant. So tier type field, we have already seen like tier type is the value of this particular constant. Over here it is tier value. It is lower bound in this case and upper bound in this case. If you want, you can just go over here and check it out. The values, I'll just show you over here so you can see it's for lower bound. It is lower bound. For upper bound, it is upper bound, and similarly as I told about tier type and tier value. So these are the input to the pricing engine. Now what output will come up? So based on that and the data that is being found from the lookup table, ARM pricing engine will price and return our net unit price to us, which will store in net unit price field of quote line, and subtotal that is passed from pricing engine to us, which we are storing into item net total price. And this is what we were seeing. We were seeing net unit price getting updated from pricing engine and item net total price also getting updated from pricing engine, and we were seeing the result in net unit price and total price. Now let's look at the component that we have used. So in ARM component, we have used context definition, pricing procedure, pricing setting, list price, assignment, tier discount, and stop pricing element. We have used pricing price book entries V2 decision table and tier adjustment entries decision table to get this cumulative price. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please like and share the content and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Thank you very much.